Kept you waiting, huh?
Hello, good morning, afternoon, or indeed good bloody well evening. We are the Cross Players, and this is episode 132 of the recently named Cross Players podcast, the UK's #1 casual gaming comedy show. That's a work in progress, we'll get that right. I am Dan, your host with the most dandruff, and I'm here with Alex, Lewis, and Ben. Hi, guys. You okay?
Hi.
Hi.
Hey. Hi there.
Hi.
Hey.
You all okay? It's been a hot minute.
It's been a hot minute.
It's
been a hot month.
Hot month. Yeah, hot month of January. Absolutely awful. If you want to support us, please follow Simple Fetch Quest. 1, give this podcast a review on the service you're listening or watching us on. 2, give us a like and subscribe over at youtube.com/thecrossplayers. Or 3, head over to thecrossplayers.com for links to all of our content and Discord. Did anybody watch the Xbox Developer Direct a couple of weeks ago?
I did.
Watched
I
it.
watched bits of it.
Yeah, what did you think about it, Alex? Come on, mate. What was your
I
highlight?
thought it was very good.
Yeah,
Thought
okay.
They built
Did you?
on the foundation they started with it last year. Nice games, Indiana Jones ticked all my boxes. But everything they showed I thought looked good. I thought they let the studios show what they wanted to show. They kind of got a good insight into the games. There was none of this kind of, oh, it's this, it's this, it's this. It's like, no, this is what the game is. This is what we're going to do. This is why we wanted to do it. And I thought it was quite genuine. And
Yeah.
it's just good.
Should be clear, it's Xbox Developer _ Direct.
Yeah.
Just
Important.
Don't forget that underscore. Crucial
really
underscore.
important.
Yeah.
Really important. Yeah, very focused. Ara, History Untold, 424, Avowed, 424, Visions of Mana, Summer 24, Senua Saga Hellblade 2, May 21st, 2024, and Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, which is a very silly name, is in 2024 as well.
You don't think it was boring?
No.
I thought it was a bit
For-
sterile.
When I watched
I
it,
thought-
I was just like, shut the fuck up and hurry up and stop talking. Just get through these games. Stop waffling, developer. Shut up. Get to the point.
Have you not seen how Nintendo just go bam, 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 with games? That's what we want. That's
Yeah.
what we want. No, I thought it was well done. It was
me
nice.
and my friend
nice
Jimmy
tone.
was sitting in the park one day, and then we see the dog go past, and then we thought, what's that dog thinking? And then we got home and we started creating a game, and it was stuff like that. I was like, shut up.
Show the games.
No, I thought it was nice. It was nice to see the people behind the products. I always think that's a good thing.
Ben just being...
Although some of the products look a bit ropey. I thought Indiana Jones looked good. Hellblade 2 looks good. I thought Avowed looks shite.
See, I thought it looked. I thought in terms of how it actually looked, I thought it looked stunning. Like that.
Yeah.
See when it showed some of those, some of the settings and everything. Because I watched the 4K stream and I'm like, oh my god, this looks insane. I get what you mean in terms of it's not going to be a Baldur's Gate, and it's not going to try and be a Baldur's Gate. It is, and I think that's intentionally why they showed you some of the bits that they showed you. Is like this is where we're pitching it, and this is what we want it to be. And then you've just kind of got to put trust in
They
Obsidian.
did put a big emphasis on, your decisions are really important, and then they didn't show any of it. And that, in a post Baldur's Gate world, that's a bit of a harder sell, isn't it? Because
PPG.
Post Baldur's Gate, like it. It was a very gamey showcase. I think that's probably my criticism of there's not many risks in the games that were shown. Indiana Jones looks like Uncharted, Avowed. We played that game 50 times before it, so I'm not really Yeah, I'm keen on it because I think those games look good. I agree with Alex. Avowed look stunning. And Indiana Jones as well. It's nice to see the likeness of Indy in there, which is quite cool. They haven't gone for something stupid. Or like gone for the Tom Holland
Like a woman, like a woke Indiana Jones.
in Diana Jones. Wait. But yeah, just fucking hell. How long was that in? 6 minutes on the new version of the podcast, and we've been fucking cancelled. But yeah, I thought like it looked great, but they're all very gamey. It's not many risks. Indiana Jones would be a good risk. Let's go for that.
I mean, you get the voice of the moment, Mr. Troy Baker. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, come on.
In the temple.
What range?
Oh yeah, loads
I
of
know.
What range?
the
I thought that was Harrison Ford first.
yeah, could have been. Yeah, Temple of Poon. Sony showcases tomorrow. What do we want to see? I've left that relatively vague, but I know we've got the PSVR 2 boys on as well. So I think they've said they're going to be showing quite a few VR2 games, or they've hinted at it, haven't they?
They've hinted there'll be VR2 games. I genuinely think there might be one. I can see it being one where like that's it. And I know there's this heavily rumoured Metro. Is it not? It's not Exodus because Exodus was the last one, but whatever. They're subtitling this one that Vertigo Games are making, and I think that could be it. I think it feels very likely that is what we're going to see because it lines up with a lot of rumours that were kind of tail end of last year. But I genuinely think for VR2 that could be it, and I think first party is going to be incredibly light, and I think Sony know that, and I think that's why this will actually I think be one of the better state of plays because I think from the rumours and some of the stuff we're seeing, there's big games getting shown, but I think it's just here's everything that we're going to have in PlayStation this year. A bit like Xbox done, except Xbox had stuff that's coming from them to show, and I think PlayStation's got exclusives from third parties to show, and that's going to be the difference.
Xbox did have some third-party stuff thrown in there as well, didn't they?
The Visions of Mana stuff, yeah.
And Aura is not.
I think it's published
game,
as something by Xbox. I think there's certainly.
Actually, no. Yeah, I think Alex is probably right. I think, I'm slightly jaded by PSVR 2 at the moment. If we get one game, great. I'm really interested. There's a lot of talk about Death Stranding 2.
Yeah.
Getting a sort of a deeper dive and maybe a release date. Quite interested to see what that looks like, how it differs from the first game, presumably quite wildly.
What's making you jump out of your seat though, Ben? Because I think like we've spoken the last couple of years. We've spoken the last couple of years about like games that have transcended the genre that they've been in. Been eloquent tonight. Baldur's Gate 3, post BG, is one of those kind of games, and I think we've had maybe a handful of them over the last 2 years, 3 years. Elden Ring's another perfect example of that. Like, what do we need to mix up in now to really, really excite us for something that's going to come out at the latter end of the year? What's going to get us all bidding on Fantasy Critic as well? Like, rabid dogs.
Yeah, tricky question. Don't know. I think that's probably the reason I said Death Stranding 2 is because know at the very least it's going to be interesting
and weird,
and it's going to be weird, and it's going to be something we haven't seen before. But we don't know what we don't know, so I don't know.
I'll talk about it later, but I am picking up weird games at the moment, one of which is in my sale picks of the week. But anyway, Lewis, what about you, mate? Anything jumping out, or is anything going to get your excitement? Are you going to pick up that PS5 DualSense and lick it and go, yeah, this is me for the next 2-3 months? Woof.
Yeah, I need to buy a new controller because my current DualSense is all licked out. Excuse me. I wouldn't say there's anything in particular that's leaped out at me, to be honest. I'm just wanting to be pleasantly surprised by what we get, what's coming up. It feels like one of those, I guess, for the Switch, we're sort of at the tail end, and that we can really feel that winding down. And PlayStation and Xbox need to pull their fingers out a wee bit and
pick up the slack.
Yeah, and for there not to really be anything, like if you're saying it's just like in terms of whatever support PSVR 2 is going to get, it's a year that's been out, and there's one proper PlayStation Studios game in there. The rest is just supported by fucking someone in their garden shed making a game. Like, they need to, like, do something. There needs to be something. But yeah, Death Stranding 2 is a good shout. It's a game that, well, the first one I need to go back and finish, but
Like, for some
it's,
reason...
listen, I don't think that's going to be coming anytime soon, to be honest. Know what Kojima's like.
Yeah, I still need to play that game, the first one. I think I've bought it on pretty much every fucking platform. Over in the WhatsApp group, Frosticles talking about his wedding anniversary. I'm hitting 5 years this year. That's wood. Fucking easy one. I've always got wood to give.
Oh,
Booting off in there. Go over to patreon.com/crossplayers and you can jump in there from as little as £2. And you can get involved in wedding anniversary chat, which is kicking off at the moment. Okay, so I quickly wanted to get a little bit of a chat going about the Persona 3 review scores that came out today. What's it called? Persona 3 Reloaded. Is that right?
Yeah, Reload, I think.
Reload. Thank you, Alex.
What's on my wall? Yeah, Reload.
That's what we got, yeah, on the poster,
On
the
your
freebie,
wall?
the freebie one. Yeah,
Yeah.
freeloader.
And pencil. Why is it there?
Because you
To
got a freebie.
cover the mess that I made when I ripped all this out.
Yeah, it seems to be like absolutely well reviewed everywhere.
Unsurprisingly.
It was a great game anyway,
Yeah.
and I think we said that before, but the fact it's getting good marks for the quality of the remaster as well is quite cool. Ben, you must be day one for this.
I think maybe, yeah, I'm tempted to. I've only got a few hours into Persona 4 Golden though, so I'd like to. I don't know whether to just persevere with that or jump over to this. I don't know, but yeah, looks good. It sounds like it's quite faithful to the original, whilst giving it more of a sort of Persona 5 lick of paint. It's supposed to be quite a good looking game. A lot of licking going on in this episode, isn't there? I need to move on from that. But yeah, and it's Game Pass, right? Day one,
Yep.
so why not jump in?
Yeah, absolutely. Alex, is this a rug you want to munch?
No, it's very much a rug I want to avoid.
Uh.
But yeah, I've got a big Sega RPG ready to go, and it's not this one.
I think we should know which one that is. Does it involve a dragon?
It does involve a dragon.
Okay.
A dragon in Hawaii, so it's all loaded up and ready to go, but I can't start it until I finish my exam.
Lewis, are you avoiding this? Are you going to play it? I mean, what's your take?
I might try it. I'm not overly bothered. I've still not finished Persona 5.
Neither have I. But...
Like, I feel at the moment, RPGs feel like a lot to sort of commit to, and I am sort of playing Sea of Stars as well, which is only about 30 hours long. But I'm like, man, I got like 10 or 11 hours in there. I'm like, Jesus, have I got another 2/3 to go? It feels like walking through mud at the moment. It's a lot. So maybe at one point, I know Ben will probably absolutely smash through it in one sitting. What's that? Autocomplete. Yes, please. Platinum.
I think he's getting these
down on
autocomplete.
easy in story mode, and that was it. Fucking hell, it was great. Yeah. There we go.
Yeah,
Great and accurate. That is not a criticism.
Should have seen his face light up when he seen that Suicide Squad bug. Oh,
I know, yeah. I know.
So you're saying I can get early access and finish the game automatically? Is it a bug or a feature?
And receive tat. Speaking of tat, as I said before, our WhatsApp group is constantly popping off with deals. So I wanted to include a section at the end of our housekeeping just called Deal of the Week, where we just discuss any of the potential deals that we've seen or anything else that might be going on in the ecosystem of spending money, which all of us love to do. I will give you mine first. So the Xbox sale is on Steam. I've seen Pentiment on there. Talking about weird games, you guys have all raved about this, and it's only £8.99 on Steam, and that seemed like a really good playing game, so pick that up. That was £8.99. Yeah, 40% off as well. And then the Master Chief Collection is £8.49 as well, which is 75% off. You can get that on Game Pass if you wanted to play it and you've got an Xbox for nout. But for £8.49 to pick it up on Steam, if you don't have an Xbox, seems like a no-brainer. So they're mine.
Nice.
Lewis,
Good
have you got
picks.
any? You haven't written any
Yeah,
down.
I was the I think it was Max stuck it in the WhatsApp group the other day. I think I never added it because I think they've all sold out, but it was the Steam Decks via eBay from the game collection that were quite heavily discounted.
Ooh, were you tempted?
Tempted in the way that it'd be something that I've not got that I may possess.
I did exactly the same thing. I looked at it and thought, that is a good deal. And I don't have one.
Yeah.
But I don't want one. So I'm closing that tab. Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah,
Straight.
exactly.
I would still have bought it.
Yeah.
That's really
Yeah, I
good.
looked at it, I was like, yeah, I need to close the tab. Close the tab. Walk away.
Yeah. I'm like, what would I really play on it? Absolutely nothing. Close the tab.
Want to hear Pete's advice for that when we were walking through a game when we were younger? And I was like, I don't know about the game. And people's like, you know what I do? I look at the game, I pick it up, £40, I get the money out the bank, fold it up and put it in my pocket, and I don't spend it. It's like, that offers me absolutely no solace whatsoever. That I wanted that fucking game, and now you just, told me a little
Do you
stupid
take it in the
tip.
bank so it's no longer earning interest, you maniac?
Yeah, basically. And then he goes, puts it in his little piggy bank at home. I'm like, well, that's... I'm just going to rob him. Alex, you've written one out.
I have. So
Thank you.
this is one of my favourite games over the last couple of years, and it's an absolute bargain on Steam at the minute from CD Keys. It's Arcade Paradise, and you get it from £1.09.
Wow.
Okay, I'm going to buy that because
Is it
I've
brilliant?
raved
Stupid.
about that. Yeah.
It's a ridiculous price for that. It's such a good game.
£24.99 down to £1.09. Fucking hell. Steam key. Yeah, I'm buying that right
No right,
now.
that. That's no right.
You know,
It's no right.
It's just such a good game. Like you would never do your own washing, but doing washing in a game, absolutely.
Some people do their washing, Alex.
I don't.
Just
Carl doesn't.
utility room.
He had to call his missus when she was away just to know how to switch the fucking thing on, which is very funny.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
so-
my one shirt and my one jumper need washing.
How do I turn the bath on? Ben, what have you gone for, mate?
I have gone for one of the best games, but most slept-on games from last year that none of us have played, and that is the physical version of Octopath Traveler 2 for the Nintendo Switch for the princely sum of £23.96 from the Game Collection outlet on eBay.
That's
I
really
think
good.
that's a bargain and a half for a big, well-regarded game. So, 23 quid. Octopath Traveler 2.
Great choice. I'm going to say deal of the week there, Alex. I think you've pipped it. Arcade Paradise PC Stream. No disrespect to any of the rest of us, but £1.09 from £24.99. And you
Let me just can I just clarify here. Only the base level Steam Deck is out of stock. If you wanted to look at like a big stinking virgin, much like Carl, you could get the 256 gigabyte Steam Deck, which should be £390 for £315. So,
but then it's not the OLED one, is it?
Nah.
it's not the OLED one, but you can
Which is
take that money you've saved and use it to making yourself look even more of it like an incel. Money well saved.
Oh, mine's got like a terabyte of storage now because of Carl. I just can't. I don't have enough games. Like that's why I'm like I buy Arcade Paradise because I need to throw. That'll be like 500 meg because it's only an arcade. So it's like, yeah, what the fuck's this gonna do? Anyway, there we go. So that's our deal of the week. Is on CD Keys. You can get Arcade Paradise PC Steam for £1.09, which is insane. Let's pick up and play. I'm going to come straight to Ben because he's got the game at the moment I want the most. I was like this with Street Fighter a couple of months ago. Didn't get it. Is this better than Street Fighter?
Oh,
Straight in with the hard one.
what
Is
a
it better than
question!
Mortal Kombat 1?
I've only played half an hour of Mortal Kombat 1, so I can't really say. Is it better than? I don't know if it's better. It's just a bit different. I mean, it's very,
It's a
very
pop-out.
similar,
Yeah.
but it's. I don't know what. I've probably enjoyed it slightly more than Street Fighter. I
Okay.
would say. It's been a I think it's really well thought out in terms of bringing new players on. Much like Street Fighter was, they've made concessions to people that have never played before with different control schemes and stuff. I think this one, I prefer it to the Street Fighter sort of simplified controls. This feels like a viable option. Although I haven't played much online, I have managed to give a half decent account of myself. Whereas in Street Fighter, I was getting my ass kicked pretty early on. Whereas this feels, you learn a few moves, you learn a bit of the spacing of how your character works, and then you can get a few good hits on most players of quite good quality as well. So, yeah, enjoying that aspect of it. Lewis Wilson,
who's your main?
So that's the other thing. I'm playing it differently to how I played Street Fighter. So Street Fighter was like, right, I'm going to learn one character, get good with them, and that will be my main. This, I'm jumping around a lot more because the way that it's structured, it kind of encourages you to do that. Some of the single player stuff. The main story mode, you just play as... You're mainly playing as Jin, but you do get an opportunity to play as a load of other characters during that as well. So that's quite a good way to test out a few characters. But Martial Law is probably the game of the one I've played the most, just because that's what I used to play as back in the day of Tekken 1, 2, and 3. And yeah, it's good. He's still good. So yeah, I really enjoy it. Got the platinum for it today. So that
was quick.
Yeah, so I've been pretty much... It's not the trickiest platinum in the world, but it does... What I've quite enjoyed is it encourages you to try out all the different modes and, go online, try all the different modes of fighting others. Yes.
I like that kind of trophy list.
Lewis, can you find out how many hours he's played? Would that be okay, please? We just want to assess how long this man has actually played games whilst we'd all been in work.
I think it's 11.
11 hours
11 or 12
pretty
hours.
fucking good.
Let me just check. Let me see. Last online 51 minutes ago.
Yep. But yeah, highly recommend it. I'd love to play, against each other, get a bit of that going, because I think that's the one thing I've missed with both Street Fighter and this is having humans to play against. But yeah, even without that, it's been fun.
So
It's been a good ride.
You want us to buy a fighting game that you can get better at over time that you've already got the platinum for?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. No! I'm not very good at it though. But no, I would say even like if you're not into, I'm not really particularly into like online games, but I would say the single player content's really good. There's a couple of story modes, some sort of arcade style modes as well. So there's a lot on offer and a load of practice stuff so you can get your combos down and learn all your special moves and stuff. So very and slick. I think it's the first of this new wave of fighting games that's in Unreal Engine 5. I think is the best looking of all of them. Some of like the smoke and the particle effects and stuff is just incredible. So really slick. If you want like a big budget, proper PlayStation feeling game, then get this game. That's it. Yeah, it feels good. It sounds good. It looks good.
It's good. It's good. Yeah. It's reviewed well as well. Lewis.
Hi.
Hello. You having a good time? You enjoying yourself?
Yeah, I'm trying. I can't find it on the app. Normally, I'd be able to go right there and see. Yep, Ben has played this game for 36 hours. I can't see it. Must have, I don't know if I've moved it or if I need to log on to the actual PlayStation. But
at least 10 to 12 hours.
I'll check for next week. Don't worry.
Lewis, what have you picked up?
I picked up the remaster of Last of Us Part 2. So I got that on day one.
What made you want to get that?
It's just one of the best games ever.
Ah, okay.
Although saying that, much like any other remaster of a game that's relatively recent, I did look at it and go, looks the same to me. There's DualSense. My poor DualSense was a quivering wreck after I'd finished blinking, but it's got DualSense implementation, so it's got like haptic feedback and all that kind of stuff. And there's fidelity mode, performance mode. Was that there on the original version? Probably, but I can't remember. But yeah, I can't really see much difference, to be honest. But it's I've got it. I played it for a bit.
Okay, good.
I did notice online, spying on each other, I did notice you were playing it the other night. And then about half an hour later, I noticed you were playing FIFA 23. I was like, oh, Lewis is in a bad place.
Yeah, I was playing FIFA. I think I played Last of Us Part 2. I think I played the remaster for about 6 hours.
Oh,
The remaster for about 6 hours. And I think I was just trying to round out the night by hate myself by playing FIFA. I think I'm too happy.
Brilliant.
so you've also played something that I've wanted to play for a long time, just because there's a gap in my Remedy knowledge.
Yeah.
But yeah, do you want to talk about it?
So Quantum Break. So I started playing this in 2022 or something, or maybe like around a year ago or so, and maybe it was a year ago, and I stopped playing because of Tears of the Kingdom. I'm not sure, but for no reason. I was loving it. It's such a strange and weird Remedy game. Ben, you would hate it. So it's part game, part TV show. So there's like 30-minute episodes after each chapter that you play, and whatever you do, whatever decisions or whatever there's like certain things you can do in game that will affect what happens in those episodes. You get a little notification that indicates that you have looked at something like writing on a blackboard that will have an impact on information you might see further down the line. But yeah, so it's a really strange game where you play as James Marsden, and you can stop the flow of time. So like someone can be shooting at you, you can go, Pacha! You can stop the bullets coming towards you, or you can create a bubble of time to shoot bullets into, and then they'll all go, I don't know, cluster together and kill the guys. I'm not sure. But it's just a really interesting concept that you can kind of see where they then took that to make Control. It's a lot of fun. Like when I started it again, I've had a couple of had a couple of false starts going back to it. Same level on a bridge. I kept on dying because it'd been so long since I'd last played it. But yeah, I properly sat there and I was like, right, just fucking at least check what the buttons are. Don't just get frustrated that you can't do what you think you should be able to straight away. So a few tries, I was like, yes, now I remember what I'm supposed to do. And over the course of like a day or two, just smashed through the remainder of the story. So I think I was around halfway through. But yeah, it's such an interesting concept for it to be like part game, part TV show. Now, I will say that I didn't watch any of the latter episodes. I just wanted to finish the game. But I did download them, so I'm going to watch them all as if I'm watching like a 6-part series. But yeah, it's a really interesting game. I think you'd like it.
Is it the same universe as Alan Wake? And
they say it's not part of their extended universe, but like within the first 15 minutes when you're walking towards like even the first objective, there are like tents set up outside the university, and you can hear and you can see like Alan Wake things, you can hear his voice talking. So I don't know if it's like
just an Easter egg or
that kind of thing. Yeah, so that stuff is there.
Got to be like them, Larry and Take-Two, just super interesting in terms of what they're going to do next. Like no idea with Remedy at all.
Yeah.
Could be a brand new IP, could be Control 2, it could be, I know they're working on it anyway, but like so many things that they could just go off and branch and do. But they take risks.
I bet it's not going to be a pixel 2D platformer.
Okay. That's a good bet. Let's take that.
That would be...
Yeah.
Take
I'll
note.
put my bet on that.
Yeah.
Phil?
Yep.
Alan Wakeovania.
Phil, one, make a
I'll
note.
give you 10 to 1 on that. Anyone want to take that bet on? There we go. It's not going to happen.
But I think you need people like Remedy and like Larry, like you mentioned there, who aren't doing the norm, air quotes, who are kind of thinking outside the box in terms of what's possible for a game. I think it'd be boring without
the
those guys.
Mavericks.
Pushing the envelope.
Yeah, exactly. Makes it interesting for the rest of us.
I like envelopes. Alex, you had something delivered in a rather large envelope, some might say a parcel, that you picked up.
I did get a little parcel, so I eventually
Was it
caved.
envelope or envelope?
Envelope.
Envelope?
You said
No.
envelope.
Did I say envelope?
Tory.
Ben?
Fellatio. Carry on.
So I caved and bought myself some Pulse Explorers because I really wanted to be more like Ben.
Hey,
That
look how
was-
cool Ben looks though.
I know.
I do love them. They look really cool.
So
So I've
cool,
been-
I've had to take one out because it's uncomfortable.
Yeah. But I've been playing my Portal a lot, and I had been using like kind of over-ear headphones and inner cables and everything with it. And I'm just like, fuck it, I'm just going to buy these things.
Yeah.
It's just easier. And they're nice. They work really well, and the sound quality is good. Quite happy.
Brilliant.
Yep.
Awesome. Just going on to the Portal very, very quickly. Like now that I've sorted my office out and redone it, like I've hardwired in the PS5, and that Portal is just a fucking dream now. Like there's no
good.
lag at all. It is completely seamless. I was like contemplating it taking away with me and being like, "Oh, have we got Wi-Fi there? I might be able to play Alan Wake 2 of an evening." And then I was just like, "No, what? No, I'm not going to risk it." But still, it is just a dream at home. So good.
Yeah.
Okay, and you played something that I've seen absolutely nothing about. So do you want to tell us about that?
So I've been playing this on the Portal. This has been my little bedtime game just now because I've not had much other game time. So I've been playing Little Guardsman. It's a little. You've probably seen it in like it's been done the rounds a little bit in like showcases and stuff. It's been there and kind of showed off in the indie showcases here and there. It's a kind of Papers, Please type game. You're basically this little girl called Lil who is in charge of this. Well, she's not in charge of this checkpoint. Her dad's in charge of this checkpoint to protect the magical lands of Sprawl. It is this little kind of fantasy-esque setting, but he's too busy away gambling on the goblin ball every day, and he makes her go to work for him. And that kind of sets the tone for the game. It's just basically, it's quite short. It's over like I think I have about 3 hours in, and I think it's over 12 days, and I'm about 4 days in. So it's not the longest of days games, but it's essentially you've got all these different characters that are coming to your checkpoint, and you've got different rules of the day that you need to decide, like what you do with them, whether you jail them, whether you let them in, whether you send them away, and you've got like different tools at your disposal to work out whether they meet the rules or they're hiding in some. You've got like a truth spray which makes them tell the truth. You've got a metal detector, an X-ray machine, a whip where you can just whip them randomly, and a decoder.
Say whip again for me.
Whip.
Lewis, say whip.
Whip.
Ben.
Whip.
Oh, come on. Give us some fucking beans, man. Jeez,
Oh, Ben.
have a full fat Coke or something. What's going on? Say whip.
Start say whip. Whip.
Alex said
Whip
it.
your hair.
Whip. There we go.
Whip.
How are you smelling that?
So yes, you have a whip and a decoder, and essentially it's all about making the right decisions, and those decisions that you make impact how the story goes. But it's got a really nice little art style. It is essentially point and click. It's not like fully animated. You get different bits where you're exploring different areas, but it's all really well voice acted. It's really on point with the humour. It's just a really nice little game, and I think it's one of those that, as you say, you've never heard of it. A lot of people are never going to hear of it, and it's actually well worthy of people hearing of. I think it's reviewed quite well. I think it's mid-80s. I think it's been well received, but I don't think a lot of people know about it, and probably should, because I think a lot of people would enjoy it.
So it's Versus Evil. They did the Wintermore Tactics Club as well, which I've had in my wish list for a while. Yeah, I might pick that up. That looks really cute. The art style's gorgeous on it, and it looks
Yeah, it sounds lovely. The voice acting's great, and the humour is really good. It's just a kind of good all round
fantasy comedy narrative. That seems really cool. Yeah, it looks very, very cool. Awesome. Thank you,
I
mate.
love the way Dan's this terabyte is just like eating away at him. It's like I've got to fill this up.
I feel that
It's
way
not going
about
to go
it.
anywhere.
It's
But-
worthy of that space.
It's the only reason why I originally thought that deal of the week concept, because I just want to buy 4 games here, and I feel like I'm probably going to pick up all 3 of what you picked. So, yeah.
Well, I did
so
see Tekken 8 for $39.99 in CD keys.
I saw that. Yeah, I was tempted by that.
Crossplay. Come on.
Oh, that might be a deal maker. So I'm gonna. I picked up Prince of Persia. I think we're all going to talk about it a little bit. I will mention I'm a little bit cooler on it, so I'll get my negative out the way only because I just don't think Metroidvanias are my thing, and I think the more I play it, the art style's not great for me anyway. But I'm just feeling I'm still going to persevere with it. I'm still going to play it a lot more. I need to go back to Hollow Knight. That kind of shows you if I haven't completed Hollow Knight, this is probably not the right type of game for me anyway. I don't know what doesn't gel, so again, I want to give it time. But yeah, the presentation quality of it is fucking fantastic. It's so well polished, so slick. Combat's really interesting. I can see the characters that are coming through. It feels like a really accomplished game and a bit of a sleeper hit as well. Like nobody really expected it to be this good. You guys played it at EGX, and I don't really remember you saying it was good, but I don't remember you being like glowing about it. But yeah, you talk. You're more positive. Let's be positive today.
Ben, you're probably positive one because I'm not positive.
Okay.
Because I loved this game. Absolutely, I was loving it. I was about 13 hours in, and I got a game-breaking bug. So, I basically got to a stage where I couldn't progress. And to be fair, Ubisoft emailed me back yesterday, so they're looking at it. So hopefully, you can potentially get it fixed. But it doesn't seem to be even like one that other people have had. It just seems to have been incredibly unlucky.
Niche.
But I'm like, I was really loving this game. It's a great game on the Portal again.
What happened without any spoilery
Well,
style?
basically, I got to a specific puzzle and you had to do like 3 things to unlock to the next area, and I did it all, and the cutscene kicked in. And what's supposed to happen is a certain like bit of the area is supposed to lower so that you can go through, and all the cutscene and everything came in, it all lit up, and it's all done. But the bits didn't drop, so that you could then get up to the bit that you needed to go to. And no matter what I tried, and I did manage to go and undo the puzzles to see if that then kicked it back through, and it didn't. So I'm just stuck, and I'm not at the stage where I have the time to go and start it again. I think if I had loads of time, I would just go and start again. But because I think it was my completion was about 45%, which
Must be
probably
20, 30 hours in minimum. Yeah, based on that.
So it's like, yeah, bit gutting, and I think me and Ben had a couple of other similar bugs, which were fine. You get these bugs here and there, but it was quite devastating, to be fair, because it was probably the first game like that I've really enjoyed since Ori.
Yeah.
Like it kind of totally game making Ori vibes and stuff like that.
I need to go back to Ori, I think, to be the game that gets me into that genre, because I think that's just the gap I've got. One thing I did want to say, where I said about obviously being a Metroidvania, like there is a real there is a stovepipe, going through this game that feels so Metroidy, and it's that sense of dread. Not to be ironic about it, but like that sense of like, what's going to happen next? Where's the story going? Like, this is not going to end well. Like, there's that constant feel about it, and I haven't had that feeling in a game. Because Hollow Knight felt very light, I think it's quite fair to say. Like, even though there's quite darking imagery and all that kind of stuff, to me, it felt the story was quite... I didn't feel compromised in any way as a character in that. Whereas with this, I do feel like I'm under threat. I do feel like there's going to be something around the corner that destroys my friends. I've got a very close-knit tribe of people at the moment, and again, you guys are far more further down in the story. But Ben, have you completed this yet, or are you nearly there? Or
yeah, no, I finished it. It didn't take too long. I think it's like 22 hours.
Okay,
start to finish. And I gobbled it up. I would have said this probably wouldn't be something that you would enjoy, Dan. Because I think it's No, well, no. I mean,
it's too
I just
highbrow.
It's far too. No, I don't know. I don't know that you've ever enjoyed a Metroidvania.
I enjoy the challenge of the boss fights. That's the one thing I really love. But then
I would say with this though, there are elements that are further into the game that I think you would enjoy, which are like there's some of the puzzles are genius.
I like the puzzles.
Some of the platforming challenges, and there's loads of them, are like Celeste level.
Okay.
And there's a load of good stuff to uncover, and some of the powers you unlock are not even your traditional Metroidvania power ups. Like
No,
this,
they're cool.
although this game is really derivative of so many things, there's a good bit of kind of original thought gone into it as well.
Mm.
So I think there's a lot to delve into, but I would say, yeah, probably Ori and the Will of the Wisps would be what I would suggest playing first to get into that, because I don't think that has that same ominous vibe. I think
Yeah.
it's a lot more breezy to get through. It's a lot shorter of a game as well. But yeah, I really love this. The bugs that I encountered were quite fortuitous in a way. So on a couple of bosses, I
Autocomplete.
randomly turned invisible and invincible at the same time.
Oh, nice.
So I couldn't see my player character anymore, but I couldn't be harmed, and I could still harm the boss. So I was like, happy days. I'll take that as a win. And that happened a couple of times. I had a couple of crashes, but obviously you get them as well. But yeah, just gutted for Alex, because I know he was enjoying it, and I know where he was in the game, and he was approaching the end game. So that's very frustrating to not be able to see the end of what was a really good, like the first really, really good game of this year.
Is it notably buggy? Are people saying it is problematic online, or is it just...
Not
No.
hugely, I don't think. There's the odd little thing here and there, but nothing. Certainly, it's fairly polished.
When I played it, it didn't seem like the type of game that would be, because it's not. Didn't feel physically demanding. It runs beautifully on the Switch. That's one thing we would say. On the OLED as well, it really pops. The art style's not to my taste, but again, the vibrancy of the colours in it are stunning. And the cutscenes are fucking cool as well. Really, really cool.
Yeah, and I think it's. I don't mind the look of it. I think some of the UI elements were a bit jarring. Like it looked a bit too modern. Like they could have gone to a bit more effort to make it look more Persian. But and even in some of the language they use, and like one of the first options I was looking at said something about show off your bling, and I'm like, ugh,
yeah,
and that was immediately off-putting. All the Ubisoft shit in there is a bit of a shame, but
it reminded me
a great game there.
Like Max mentioned, it was the Ubisoft achievements that pop up and are quite obtrusive.
Yeah, massive. Like the whole top right quadrant of the screen just stays taken up by this Ubisoft Connect, whatever it is. Just and it stays on for a good 5 seconds.
Does it?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Very annoying.
You cannot turn it off, as far as you're aware.
I don't know. I didn't figure it out, but
their overlays are just a wank anyway. I remember playing Far Cry 5 when I was just like, I love that game, as you guys know, and then every 5 seconds something was popping up on the screen, and it was like, even logging in was just a fucking nightmare. And you're like, just, if we could do away with that and have single sign-on for everything connected to the PSN or whatever it is that you're using, that would just make more sense rather than fucking about with different emails for everything.
Yeah.
Sort it out. Okay, you know what? I'm going to bestow the power on Ben. Ben, you're going to pick up, or you're going to pick the pickup of the week, and Lewis, you're going to pick the play of the week.
Ooh.
Wow.
Responsibility. Broad shoulders, lads. Come on.
The pickup of the week has to be Tekken 8.
Of course he's going to pick himself.
He's picked himself.
It's the hot new game. I think that's that's the pickup of the week. Or the Pulse Explorers, they're very good as well.
Lewis,
it needs to be Tekken 8, I think, for the play of the week as well.
Clean sweep for Tekken 8. We love to see it.
Sweep the leg.
It's our first time this year that we've got together. Should we have clicks?
Well done. Well done.
2024.
It is a brand new year. It is 2024. It's a year of hope, a year of love, a year of days, weeks, months, quarters, a day of seconds, minutes, hours, a year of winter, spring, summer, and autumn. A year to finally agree whether Westlife or Boyzone were better. A year to buy new underwears. A year to finally fix the leaky tap, Ben. A year to finally go with the doctors about that weird toe. A year to choose life. A year to poke fun at death. Anyway.
Can we... I think we can get the idea.
Thanks for... I didn't think anyone...
I'm not sure how much else you've written down, but...
Rude. Anyway, we're going to highlight the top games coming out in
That's Ben.
2024
Ben
with
for you.
3 sections: AAA, Indie, and Wild Card. So I'm going to go first because I think this game is out.
My game.
Because my game is technically out first. So Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is my AAA pick of the known games that are coming out in 2024. I really, really loved the last Final Fantasy VII Remake. The fetch quests in it are a bit fucking stupid, and there were problems with that game's story, and there were bloated sections within it, but it was more Final Fantasy VII and a different take on the story, and it's hinting at taking some of those other story beats that are really well known and well documented in a different direction. So I'm excited to see what the vision is. Plus, it looks fucking gorgeous. I really think when you play Remake now, it still holds up. I know it's 5-6 years old at this point, and it's still probably one of the best looking games on. If you're playing it on a PS5, one of the best looking games on a PS5. So that is my pick, and that is out in less than a month now, I think. So
End of February.
Yeah.
Yeah.
end of Feb, yeah. Yeah. So there we go.
Christ.
Not long to wait for that. We'll have to find out who's got that in the Fancy Critic as well, so we can pester them and tell them it's going to be shit. Alex, what is your AAA pick?
As mentioned earlier, Indiana Jones for me at the minute.
Indiana Jones.
I just think it looks very much like my type of games, all the puzzles and everything. Yeah, I think it looks really good. I hope it delivers.
Does look cool. Lewis, AAA?
I don't know why I'm laughing. I'm
not laughing, you're laughing.
Yeah, I've picked Mario versus Donkey Kong because I know nothing about
You
it.
shit.
And honestly, I think it looks rubbish. And I'm putting it out there to say I'm willing to be convinced. Have my mind changed on this. Not convinced. Have my mind changed on it. That it's actually a really good game because everything I've seen it looks rubbish.
It did get good previews today. The first previews came out today.
Yeah,
And it got strong previews.
Positive, yeah, I agree.
Previews, schmeviews. That's what I say.
Redfall get good previews.
That's a very good point. It would be nice with the Switch being end of life just to have like a couple of these bangers coming out. Wonder felt like that. It felt like it came out of nowhere. And yeah, if Mario vs. Donkey Kong is another absolute slam dunk, I would be very, very happy.
It's highly rated. The Game Boy Advance game.
Yeah, but then
Yep.
nothing to say that this one will be. Ben, what have you picked for your AAA?
Well, that was going to be my pick for genuine reasons. But I
genuine?
will pivot. Just pivot.
You call my honor here.
Oh, very good.
I'm a samurai. I will pick Unicorn Overlord.
Unicorn Overlord. Okay.
That's my pick. Yeah,
Was that the next one in the top available games list, Ben?
Yeah, I was waiting for that.
that's my.
Alphabetical.
I like the look of that from when we saw it in I think a Nintendo Directs last year. It looks cool. It's Vanillaware, Atlas. What could possibly go wrong? It's going to be good.
Unicorn Overload sounds to me like Gen Zer's name for a child.
It sounds like
son.
sounds like something a load of kids are doing online and then videoing themselves doing summer dive, and then therefore everyone needs to stop doing Unicorn Overload.
It sounds like they borrowed Square Enix's shit RPG name generator. Triangle Strategy, Octopath Traveler, Unicorn Overlord.
Oh dear. Triple A. Lewis, what have you picked? That is definitely, absolutely, 100% unequivocally coming out this year, mate, in the year of our Lord 2024.
I said Mario versus Donkey Kong.
Sorry, Indie.
Oh, Indie. Yes, Silk Song.
Sorry.
Definitely
Definitely 100% coming out this year.
100%.
How much
out this year.
Can we take bets on this right now?
It better.
Oh. Wow.
It has to, I've said this last few years.
Got to come out this year.
Has to be, surely.
It would be ridiculous if it didn't come out this year.
It would be very funny.
This was at EGX in 2019.
Problematic.
If it doesn't come out this year, it doesn't come out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just worrying that there's been so many Metroidvanias come out between us seeing it in 2019 to now. And it's just like, you just hope they haven't cyberpunked the fuck out of it and gone,
Yeah.
we need to add more stuff in now, we need to do this. And worrying. Or it's like a 5,000 hour game that never ends.
That's the thing, because it was already massive, apparently, back when they announced it. Saying, we're just going to do DLC, then it got too big. So God knows how big this game is.
It's going to be a throbber. Ben, indie?
Indie. Hyperlight Breaker would be my indie pick.
Follow up to
Hyperlight Drifter
What year was that?
and Solar Ash as well.
Yeah, okay.
Solar Ash wasn't as well received as Hyperlight Drifter, but I think they would have taken some lessons from that. I've seen some footage of this in the NoClip documentary of the making of it. It looks like it's going to be good. So yeah, that's my pick for indie to watch.
I need to watch some of those no clips and try and download them because they seem very good. Yeah. Okay, Alex?
Pacific Drive for me. This was one I was looking forward to. It was initially slated to come out last year, didn't quite hit this year, so it's out 2 weeks. I think it's mid-February this one comes out. So this is survival game, but you're just the car. There's not a character. Essentially, it's a little bit different. Just seems, anytime I've seen it, it just looks really interesting. I don't know how well it'll land. It's hard to tell, but it seems quite positive. And PlayStation seem quite confident in it. They push it quite a bit.
Cool.
Interested indeed.
Very interesting. For me, Hades 2. So I think we'll get this into early access this year because it's been a few years since we saw it and it makes sense. The first one, the reason I picked 2, the first one, I'm excited to play it over the next couple of weeks and dive back into it. I think that is the perfect commuting game. And again, looks absolutely stunning. So I'm very, very excited to see where they go with Hades 2 and what they do to make it different. Wild card picks, so just any random game that we want to throw in there. Ben, I'm going to pick on you first, mate.
I'm going to go for a game called Nine Souls, SOLS, which is kind of like 2D action platformer. Very, very cool art style, somewhere between kind of Hollow Knight and Katana Zero. Stylistically, I would say, and yeah, it's supposed to be kind of Sekiro-esque combat, and it looks very cool. Obviously, it's ticking a lot of those like indie buzzword boxes, but yeah, it just looks like it's got something about it. I think it could be a special one. So there's no solid release date yet for 2024, but it is supposed to be coming out this year. Nine Souls.
Anything to do with the sun?
Maybe. Who knows?
9 of them?
Possibly. Could be. Never know. Okay.
We'll find out.
Thank you, Ben. Rounding off there. So, Lewis, I'm going to come to you next, mate.
Little Nightmares 3.
2 wasn't that great. So why 2 wasn't the best, was it? So why are you so excited?
2 was good.
Was it?
Oh, it was good.
Oh,
you not listen to the cross-section,
3.
Ben and I done a cross-section together. Long time ago.
What was that?
The two of us.
The only thing that makes me a bit more cautious about Little Nightmares 3 is that it's not Corsair. Oh fuck! The bell. Trebuchet. Trebian.
Kieran Trippier.
Tarsier. There we go. It's not Tarsier. It's someone else.
It's the Switchback people. It's.
I can't call them.
It's pictures, all that one, Until Dawn, all those folks. You know?
Yeah, them guys.
Them guys. They're fucking out.
It's different developers. So.
Supermassive
Black hole. Giant.
Supermassive. No, not super giant. Supermassive.
Yes.
Supermassive.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, so they're doing it. Not Tarsier. I mean, it looks. I think I said at the time that it looks. The developers of Little Nightmares 1 and 2.
Oh, were they? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
I don't think they've done anything else. But, they like separated or they split, or like Bandai Namco took the IP from them. I'm not entirely sure, but it's their game. But so it's been passed over to someone else. Super massive. So yeah, that one.
Good
I
pick.
loved 1 and 2. So hopefully 3, they can keep that going, keep the same style of gameplay, same style of tension, same chill factor. I know that the likes of Mark Hammond hated 1 and 2. So I know it's maybe
What
a Marmite
surprise.
for some people, but yeah, that one for me.
Okay. Good choice. Alex?
So again, a game I kind of mentioned earlier, but it's a remake essentially of Arcade Paradise for VR. It's just coming to Quest at the minute, and it just looks incredibly cool.
Boo.
It's basically they've taken a lot of. I mean, that game just looks like one that can work in VR because you can actually go and do the laundry. You can play the games. They've rebuilt a lot of the like arcade games to work as VR games. So they've shown like how some of the basketball stuff works, the air hockey stuff. Like I think 6 or 7 of the games have shown off. I just think this will be really fun. It just looks like because the original game was really good, and I think just taking this one, I think it'll work really well in VR. And I've seen a few games like that. Like it's like your Power Wash sims and stuff that just work in VR. I think this is going to be one of those. It's the same.
When you started talking about this, I now want to sort of go back in time about tomorrow's state of play. I hope to see Power Wash Simulator for PSVR 2 tomorrow.
That's a great shout. That is a great shout.
That's a good shout. Lewis, remind me to tell you about a game on the Tesla that you're going to probably play a lot of. And it's like a...
It's like you're driving.
No. It's like an Age of the Empires game. And it's like...
Okay.
I need to find it because I've been so addicted to it while I've been doing my click and collect at Tesco. My wild card is not that game. It is Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater. So it's canonically the first game in the series, I think. Snake Eater. So the trailer that we saw of it is gorgeous looking.
Is this a remake? Sorry.
Yes, it is. Yes. Of 3. Technically 3, but again, the first game, I think, in terms of like canon and how it all look gorgeous. I think it's in the Fox engine, so bound to look gorgeous. And just to go back to that game, I've not played it since PS3, PS2. Can't remember which one. To go back and play it again, really, really excited. I was very tempted to pick up the Remastered collection the other day, 1, 2, and 3, just to try and play that again because I was mega keen on playing 2 and reliving the demo disc days of playing that demo. I think maybe 50 times over and over again. So there you go. There are picks for AAA, Indie, and Wildcard for the year. I think the best game, or best games are yet to be announced. It does feel that way, and it feels like probably the Sony showcase tomorrow might change a couple of our picks, hopefully, or at least the next couple of weeks if we get a direct as well from Nintendo. I feel that should really blow us out the water, and it feels like we're probably going to start hearing about the next console as well. So the hype around that's going to be insane, which I can't wait for. Can't wait for. Apart from the fact that it's got an LCD screen, which sounds a bit concerning. Okay, so we're going to round off most weeks with an update to our Fantasy Critic. But before we do that, I've got a little bit of a quiz for the 4 of you. You're going to work together. Ready? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Game of the Year winner last year was?
Baldur's
Gate 3. However, there were 9 previous Game of the Year competitions, and I want to know if you can name all of the games from the previous years. So there's 9 more games. So it takes all the way back to 2014. Doesn't have to be in order, but again, if you can let me know, I will take them off the list. Let's see how many you can get.
So Elden Ring was the next one?
Elden Ring was.
Hades.
Nope.
Hades would have been...
Oh no, that was Final Fantasy Remake. Final Fantasy 7 Remake.
Nope.
That one gave it
2021? No.
It was a weird one.
Control.
Is this...
Nope. Game
Are we talking Game Awards? Are we talking?
Not
our Game
No. Yes, Game Awards.
Because we haven't done that many.
Because it was 2... it's 2 indies in a row, isn't it? Why have I got balloons?
The fuck was
Let me
that?
just do exactly the same thing again. It's 2 indies in a row, right? It's not happening again. Okay.
Oh, there they are. Video viewers. That's yeah. What else have we got?
We've got Elden Ring. We've got well,
Control was one of them, wasn't it? Or was that just IGN?
No, it's just
It was-
IGN's.
It's definitely so. Baldur's Gate was like a big style indie one in 2021 as well.
So Baldur's Gate 3, Elden Ring, and then the one before that was batshit, and I think caught a lot of us off guard. And I think you'll remember who came on stage going a bit mad about it and not really.
Oh, it
expecting-
was. It Takes Two.
Yes,
Yeah.
well done, Ben.
Yes.
So the one
Told you.
previously to that is expected
20.
was like a massive game that was.
we had
Oh,
let-
Last of Us Part 2.
Well done, Ben.
yeah,
One
and
before that. Go on, Alex.
was it Zelda? Yep,
Breath of the Wild is on there.
17.
That's
17.
2 years prior to The Last of Us Part 2. So you've got two games to name between that and then.
I didn't play games at that point. I don't think.
What year is this we're into now?
Didn't absorb.
2019.
So we need 18 and 19.
You've played one of those games, Alex. And Ben, you've definitely played both.
Oh, God of War is 2018. It must be.
2018.
Yes, that's 2018. So
Good
now you
shout.
need 2019.
2019 was a funny year.
It was. Okay.
Was it not Sekiro?
Funny.
Well done, Lewis. Fantastic. mate.
Nice.
So you've got the first three now. So 2014, 15, and 16 left to name.
I mean,
16. Jesus.
basically,
When
life
did
started in
GTA
2017
was-
for me and Alex.
When, what year was GTA 5?
Yeah,
That
well before
2012 or 11 or
2012 or
10 or
something.
something? Yeah. Red Dead Redemption 2?
BA, wasn't it? For Alex. Red Dead
Hmm.
Redemption 2 is not on there. No.
Like a sports sim. Like,
Nope.
no.
One, okay, so 2014, 2015.
Oh, Doom?
Nope. So one of them is one of my favourite games of all time.
Oh, Firewatch?
The Witcher 3.
Yeah. That's 2015.
Okay.
So you've got 2014 and 2016. 2016 is a game none of us have ever played that I'm aware of. Max played it a lot. Team.
Fortress 2.
Team.
Neo.
Team game.
Neo 2, no?
Not Team Ninja. Good guess. But no. As in, not a good guess, but because I said team, and that was misleading. It is a team game that you're playing. So you're playing with other people on a team.
Overwatch.
Well done, Alex.
Ah,
So you've now got
Oh, wow.
just 2014 left. I've
Mario
never played it.
3D World.
No, I've never played this, but I bought it. So
So, I mean, this must have been around what? Launch of.
sorry, yeah, that was shit.
That's the early PS4 era.
Yes, it kind of caught me off guard that it was the game of the year that year. But I remember being surprised.
Spider-Man? No, that wasn't that long
It's
ago.
later.
no.
It's a
2015.
Give us a clue.
10 years ago. It's a sequel.
Cool.
It's a action RPG, I would say. Is it turn-based? No, I don't think so. High fantasy.
Final
Oh,
Fantasy
it's got
15.
one.
Dragon Age Inquisition?
Well done, Alex.
Wow.
Nice.
Before I made my time.
It was.
Right.
Feels like all those before you were saying life started in 2017.
It's Inception, lads. It's Inception. So I'm now going to talk over each year. I want you to give me at least one game from every year that was a runner-up to the game of the year. So we're going to
Yeah,
start
well.
with 2014. So any other game that was potential game of the year for that year.
FIFA 14.
No, come on, play the fucking game.
It would have been
Yeah,
FIFA
you said it'd be
15.
FIFA 15. Come on.
Okay.
You fucking mug. Okay, there was a.
Yes, Ben, don't think about it. It is.
Okay.
You should definitely
But would
get
it-
a game from after this year. So I'll give you this one for free. You could have had Hearthstone, Heroes of Warcraft. You could have had Dark Souls 2, Bayonetta 2, or Middle Earth Shadow of Mordor for 2014.
Rubbish.
They're all good games.
Right.
Bayonetta 2 is a good game. Dark Souls 2 is a good game. Okay, 2015. So game of the year was The Witcher 3.
I've already forgotten.
So
What was it?
pretty sure you've all played some of these games. So there are some bangers in this. In fact, one of
Shovel-
Lewis's
Shovel
favorite
Knight.
games. No,
What was Game of the Year?
Witcher 3.
Witcher 3.
Is that Red Dead Redemption 2 year? No.
It was not. They're all pretty big games. So
2015.
there's a Nintendo
Splatoon.
game in there. There's a multi-platform in there. There's a PlayStation exclusive in there, and there's another multi-platform in there.
Not Splatoon then.
No. One of the games I've played to death, you guys haven't played a lot of, I don't think. One of them is one of Lewis's and I think Ben's favourite games ever.
Is this Firewatch?
No.
Jesus.
Just saying Firewatch.
What was the Mario?
Firewatch.
What was the Mario game around then?
Skyrim.
Skyrim.
3D World, probably.
Keep guessing. You are correct. There was a Mario game in there.
Is it a Smash?
So that would have been a Galaxy 2?
It's not mainline. It's
Not
one of the...
mainline. New Super Mario Brothers.
No,
2.
What would
it's 2D, but you can do a lot in it.
Mario Maker.
Oh,
What?
Mario Maker.
Ah.
So the others were Metal Gear
Nice,
Solid
nice,
5,
nice.
The Phantom Pain, Bloodborne, Super Mario Maker, and Fallout 4. So 2016 Game of the Year was Overwatch. I think, Ben, one of your favourite games of all time, you've spoken about this game a lot, was...
Persona 5?
No, it's later. But you've spoken about this game. It's a first-person shooter.
Titanfall 2.
Titanfall 2.
Titanfall 2.
Oh.
Doom, Inside, Uncharted 4, A Thief's End. Oh, God, I can't believe that was 2016.
Can't believe fucking Overwatch won that year.
That's
That's
insane.
criminal.
Yeah, I know. So 2017, the winner was Breath of the Wild. You will definitely get one of these four, and you've mentioned
Persona
these.
5.
Well done.
Odyssey?
So Breath of the Wild was the game of the year, Persona 5, Mario Odyssey, Horizon Zero Dawn, and PUBG.
Oh yeah, Horizon Zero Dawn.
God of War was 2018's game of the year. Any other games?
Spider-Man.
Well done, Ben. Red Dead Redemption, Celeste, Spider-Man, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and Monster Hunter World, which I'll never forget when I bought that game in the local Asda, and the girl had to say over the tannoy, "Can I have one game, Monster Hunter World?" And I felt like a fucking mess. 2019 Game of the Year winner was Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice.
Control.
Straight in. Love it, Ben. Raw dog in it. Resident Evil
What's
2.
Horizon 4?
No. Resident Evil 2, The Outer Worlds, Death Stranding, Control, and Super Smash Brothers Ultimate. 2020 Game of the Year was Last of Us 2.
Hades.
Well done, straight away.
Final
Hades.
Fantasy remake?
Yeah.
Animal Crossing.
Yeah. Two more. One of Laurie's
What one did
favourite
you say,
games
Alex?
that we argued about a lot.
I said Final Fantasy 7 remake.
Cyberpunk?
No, one we really argued about.
Octopath Traveler.
Oh, Ghost of Tsushima.
And the other one, Doom Eternal. 2021 Game of the Year was It Takes Two. 2021.
Miles
Anybody?
Morales.
Nope.
Psychonauts.
Well in. Psychonauts 2. Anyone else?
2021?
No, can't think
No.
of it.
Resident Evil Village, Metroid Dread, Deathloop, Ratchet & Clank, Rift Apart. 2022 was Elden Ring.
Stray.
Yep.
Stray.
That one stuck in my gut. That one.
It was, wasn't it?
And Stray. Get rid of that Stray.
Ragnarok.
Yep. 3 more.
Oh,
Xenoblade
that
3.
game.
Gonna be 3. And then the other 2 were Plague Tale Requiem, and you should get the other one.
Gives a clue.
Ginger hair, blemishes on face.
Max's
Singers.
favourite game.
No.
Laurie loves this game. He's been talking about the VR version of it the last couple of days.
Oh, Horizon
Horizon.
Yes.
Forbidden West.
And then Baldur's Gate was Game of the Year. Follow-ups.
Tears of the
Spider-Man
Kingdom.
2.
Tears of the Kingdom, Spider-Man 2, Lewis,
Alan Wake 2.
Alan Wake 2, Ben,
Pikmin 4.
another 4.
Wankers.
A Resident Evil 4 remake.
There we go.
Resident Evil 4.
Couldn't help it. Couldn't hold himself. And then Super Mario Brothers Wonder as well. That was fun.
Mm.
We
That
did not
was.
bad there.
That was not
Not bad at
ChatGPT.
all.
That was all au naturel. Straight
We're sorry, all. ChatGPT quizzes will be returning next week.
EAW, that one. Alex, we've expanded our Fancy Critic to include all of our wonderful patrons that are in the group. How many?
Right. Are they that wonderful though? Because
Okay,
I mean, because
They're
how
fucking
much
stupid,
did we
aren't they?
talk about Fancy Critic last year?
Mate.
They're like, what do you mean? What do you do? What do you mean we need to buy people? How do you get
What's
points?
the
I mean,
problem?
what? I can't buy that game? I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake, man.
Paul
You have a
wouldn't even
listen.
enter because I think he thought it sounded stressful. I was like,
Uh-huh.
you fucking...
I'm like,
Stressful.
Anyway,
We just all got it immediately. I think last year. Clearly just not thick. So
but
if you're
yes, we do
stupid, join our patron.
we have 12 people in this year's Fantasy Critic. Do you want me to
12?
run through the publisher titles or do you think we could get cancelled?
No, please go through the publisher titles.
Yeah, so we have.
Let's do.
I'm going
Fuck
to
it, come
run
on.
this through this in projected places at the minute, which don't mean much because not many people have got many teams. But projected to be first at the minute is Perspire of Mr. Lewis Wilson.
Very sensible.
And projected to be second is Slight Chubsoft, which is Tyler.
Mm-hmm.
So he's first out the gate. He's got the first 3 games releasing, so he could get a wee lead going straight away.
He's got Final Fantasy. Yeah, forgot
Yeah,
about
we
that.
then have in third place Devolver Digital. Is our Ben over
Sensible
here?
name.
Yeah.
Hmm?
And fourth, we've got the Pokeeggman Company. The Pokeeggman? Don't know. It's got GG for Gareth Gates in the middle, but yeah. So,
Is that his
Laurie.
line?
yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
such a good one. It's very good.
We then have what was Toewank Studios Limited. I think it's now Actovision, which is Phil
Okay.
too. And sixth, we've got Gonsoft Inc., Dan himself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And seventh, we've got Crapcom, which is
Good name.
Grumpy Mark.
Grumpy Mark.
Yeah.
Yep, of course.
We then have Queeftic Dream at number 8, which is at 9. We've got Ubisoft. We've got Gonsoft and Ubisoft, but yeah, so that's Sean. And 10th, we've got Chode Masters, which is Phil 1. And 11th, Succulent Softworks, which is of course Ethan. If anyone's succulent, it's
course.
our Ethan. And last, you've got me Homo, which is me.
Brilliant.
Amazing.
When you're looking at that list, you're the correspondent, you're the man on the ground. Who you thinking is, even though the list is in that order based on projected points, who's your money on?
I don't know. I think it's quite, see, because we only drafted 3 games each, I think it's quite well split. So we get a good split of the big games. I think Tyler's got a good strong start with Persona. What looks to be what's that one? The Grand Blue Link Fantasy Relink or something.
Yeah.
And
That would do well.
then I can't find them now. And then Helldivers 2, which I don't think will score exceptionally, but I think it'll be solid. So I think Tyler's going to get off to a good start. I think then you get things with Laurie with like Flight Sim, which is going to score well. Metaphor
The most
Refantasy.
Laurie pick ever.
Yeah, absolutely. Ben's got a strong start with Rebirth because there's no way that's not going to score well.
That's getting clipped.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I've got Silk Song, which is going to do amazingly well. And that also,
I think you mentioned Metaphor Refantasia there. Eamon's got that, hasn't he?
he
Queeftic
does.
Dream.
He's got quite a strong.
He's got some good picks. He's got
He has,
Indiana
actually.
Jones. He's got The Rise of the Golden Idol. Aura History Untold. I think he is. If I had to bet on anyone, I think he's got the strongest team so far.
We should bet on each other. That would be another level of like complexity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've bet on Nintendo, so Nintendo need to come and deliver because I've got an unannounced 3D Super Mario game and an unannounced Mario Kart game. So
Never going to happen.
I mean, one of them's going to happen. If
not
a
new.
Switch comes this year, Switch 2 comes this year, you're going to get one of them.
Yeah, definitely.
Probably 3D Mario. You never know, you might get Mario Kart as well.
No.
If that happens, along with Silk Song, and if that comes out, I think I'll take a bit of beating.
Yeah.
Ooh, fighting words, I love it. Have you?
A few people have like filled out their
I've got
almost
8.
entirely filled out their roster. You've
I've
got
8
already,
games,
haven't
yeah.
you?
So I've got Silk Song, Silent Hill 2 remake, Alan Wake 2 Night Springs DLC, Penny's Big Breakaway, which is the studio that made Sonic Mania.
Could be
which
good.
I'm really
Yep,
looking
yep.
forward to. Another Crab's Treasure. So going on Skate Story, so I've got a little bit on Devolver. So yes,
Picking up points. Sensible.
hopefully no Redfall situation this year.
Nah, you went all in on Xbox, to be fair, and I think like it wasn't that bad in the end. You came second.
No, if it hadn't been for Redfall, I think I wouldn't have been far behind Ben.
Yeah, there you go. I just need to know then, have you all got bids in now? Are you primed for Saturday evening? Have you?
No, I've got nothing in. I've
got
put my
nothing.
bids in last week. I'm
Okay.
happy. Got Death Stranding 2 for $1 before the state of play was announced. I'm hoping we get a release date for it.
Yeah. Okay.
Because that will be bargain of the century.
So I'm
I think
hovering
what's
tomorrow.
going to be especially interesting this year is the counter picks, because we only picked 3 games each. There wasn't really anything obvious for a counter pick. So I think they could be very interesting this year.
We should have done something with the trades and then made it like, I don't know, there was like a forfeit at some point in the year if you were last. You had to give a game away or something. I don't know.
Get like if you're less than 70% of the projected score of the first person, you get a super drop to like maybe drop a game or something that's scored really badly. So there is something that kicks in.
Let's not explain that to Phil too. Just
not be too confusing. And we also have trades this year, which we didn't have last year. So unannounced, unreleased games we can trade between each other. So we could get some dodgy tactics going on at a later stage to maybe make sure some people don't win or just get little.
Poor Ben
should be interesting.
Like the Cristiano Ronaldo of fantasy critic getting dragged down into the mud with the rest of us. If you want to join our Patreon, go to patreon.com/thecrossplayers, just like this list of names. Oh dear. Ethan Runt, Nate Bellensworth, Carl Smells Shoes, Thrawn Hughes, Jason Frontbottom Frost, Sarah Perbrick, thank you, Rebecca Fudgeron, that makes sense, Poop Scooper, Kevin McFlurry, Mark Gammond, Rude Horn, Phil Marshall Stack, Elrond Macaulay, Philly from the Block Henshaw, Reese has pieces of fluff in his belly button, Andrew Dickinson, and Max Scheid. We will insult you most weeks, and it comes from a good place. I think we need to make that clear. We're not there to bully or to harass. It all comes from a position of us wanting to do something a little bit fun every week.
I wrote them, and no, it doesn't. It comes from a place of hate.
Wants to see the world burn, does Lewis? Lads, that was fun. That was really cool.
It was nice to be back.
That was nice.
It is. There we go. First one of the year. Chalked off. Nice little routine now. I think we do this every fucking week, so I can see your mugs and slap you around with my tongue. That seems to be the theme of the evening.
That's the theme.
When you're looking,
finger looking good. All right. Should we call it there? Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Spirited response. Good night, everyone.
Night.
Play games.